Feliz Navidad, don't eat too many tamales, and somebody will yell, Pancho Claus, vato, or something like that. I go, ¿Qué pajo, vato loco? When we come with the lowrider cars and guys in zoot and I'm on top of a convertible yelling, hey, vato, the people go crazy.
I think he's a great man, and a great man for coming out for all these children in his poor neighborhood.
When kids see me, it is the biggest joy. I mean, that's the payoff right there at the very beginning, because they know something is good is going to happen. They're going to see a show, or they're going to get a gift, or they're going to get in a lowrider. Something's going to happen. Feliz Navidad to Houston! Pancho Claus is, in the literal sense, it's me, Richard Reyes, but in the symbolic sense, which is more important, is everybody in your area, in your life, that takes Santa Claus's place. Because Santa Claus just can't be everywhere. He's getting older, you know? So you have people who take up the slack, whether it's your mom or dad, your next door neighbor, your tia, your abuelita, and those are the Pancho Clauses in your life. Well, I wrote the play Pancho Claus, which has been done at the Alley Theater and the George R. Brown Convention Center and different places. But the way I came across it was I joined this group, TBH, Talent Bilingual de Houston, and on their season they had Pancho Claus. This was in 1981. And I asked the director, what is this play about? And he said, well, we haven't written it yet. And he knew I was taking writing at the University of Houston, so he said, if you want to take a stab at it, go ahead. So I wrote a poem based on 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, and what to my wondering eye should appear, but 8 lowrider cars all jacked down in the rear. And then I based it also because Luis Valdez had just come out with Zoot Suit in 1980. And there was a big Zoot Suit craze and lowrider car contest. So I put a theme around that. And it was a play. And the first year I wore all black with some red trim. Well, I looked in Lowrider magazine, which is a national magazine, and there was an ad for Coleman's menswear. And they made Zoot Suits. So I went to visit Mr. and Mrs. Coleman, and they were just extremely nice and generous. I told him about the project, and he says, I like this project, and I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna custom make you a Zoot Suit. I'm gonna give you the Stacey Adams shoes. I'm gonna give you the chains, the hat, everything. Only one thing, you have to let me design it. I'm gonna make it all red. And I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be a pimp. But no, it was perfect. It was so Santa Claus looking. I couldn't have designed or imagined something better myself. As time went on, like 5 years into the play, I started getting some press, and my community started believing that I was a Pancho Claus. So they started writing me, no internet then, so letters or telephone calls or pulling at my sleeve at performances and letting me know, hey, there's a lady over here who is a grandmother and she's raising 5 grandchildren by herself. Or this family here, their mom's in jail. Or this family here, their dad died. And so me and my buddies, for the first 3 or 4 years, we'd get together and visit 10, 20 families. It was growing on Christmas Eve with some bags of presents. Now we've grown to where we give out about 10,000 gifts a year. So it's grown quite a bit. The first performance was in 1981. The set was just a stool and a roll-out bathroom window because there's not a lot of chimneys in Second Ward, so Pancho Claus breaks in through the bathroom window. Pancho man, one little girl said one time. They're happy, it's just the smiles on their face. You know, when they hear lines, you know, like, Amaya, Paya, están en la cama, mom in her nightgown, tú sabes, dad don't wear pajamas. They would laugh, they would relate. Well, it's true, you know, I've had 3 heart attacks. My house got demolished in a hurricane and different situations like that. But I am just so very blessed to have so much community support and my health. Basically my family, my grandson. I have a new grandson that I'm just loving to death during this pandemic. We're nowhere near stopping. It's getting bigger every year. We couldn't stop. There's too many kids depending on us, especially this year. You know, a lot of people tell me sometimes that I'm so selfless for doing this, but really it's a labor of love, and I couldn't trade it for anything. Pancho Claus is not just Richard Reyes. If they realize Pancho Claus is their responsibility also, and their neighbors and their family and their friends, that we're all in this to bring some smiles into children's faces, and that it takes the whole team.